Can a substitute batter bat in place of an injured player? Rishabh Pant had to leave the field due to injury in each of the last two tests. This repeatedly raised the question, can someone else bat in his place? In the third test, Pant suffered a finger injury while keeping. As a result, Dhruv Jurel came in as the substitute wicketkeeper and Pant went on to bat. However, in the Manchester test, he was injured on the foot while batting and had to retire hurt without completing his innings. It was at this point, with clear signs that he wouldn't be able to bat again in the match, that the question resurfaced. These two injuries created confusion for some, so let's clarify. Welcome to Cricket and Critics. Pant's finger injury during the third test occurred during the match itself. An on-field exterior injury. A substitute player was allowed in his place. Now, due to a 2017 change in MCC laws, a substitute fielder can also keep wickets, which is how Jurel stepped in. But a substitute cannot bat. If Pant hadn't come out to bat in that test, India's innings would have ended when the ninth wicket fell. However, because the injury was to the tip of his left hand, he only had mild difficulty batting. But he couldn't keep wickets, and continuing to do so might have worsened the injury. In the first innings, Pant batted and scored 74 runs before being run out. The injury persisted into the second innings, and since it happened during that same match, Jurel again kept wickets in his place. That innings played out the same way. Had Pant not come out, India's innings would have ended with the fall of the ninth wicket, so Pant came out to bat. In both innings, the injury clearly affected his batting. About 12 days after that injury, the fourth test began. By then, the wound had healed and Pant was fit to keep. That's how he returned as the designated wicketkeeper in the fourth test. This time, he was injured on the leg while batting. Because it was a new injury, a substitute player can again be allowed to field in his place. Note that the substitute for the third test's injury couldn't be used in the fourth test. If there's no fracture in Pant's leg and he is able, he might come out to bat. Otherwise, India's innings will end when the ninth wicket falls. Now, under what circumstances can a player be fully replaced, not just substituted, and allow someone else to bat? That's only possible if the player suffers a head or neck injury during the match. After appropriate checks, a like-for-like replacement, in this case, possibly Jurel, can come in. This kind of replacement is called a concussion replacement. In cricket's laws, replacing a nominated player normally requires the opposing captain's permission. But for concussion replacements, that approval is not needed. Since it's a full replacement, the new player is allowed to bat. After this, the original player will no longer participate in the match. The replacement player is treated as if he is the injured player. Any warnings or suspensions that applied to the original player will now apply to the replacement. But all of this only applies in the case of a concussion injury. No other injury qualifies for a full replacement. Until 2023, a COVID-positive player could also be replaced, but that clause has since been removed from the playing conditions. Now, only a concussion injury qualifies. Pant may have suffered a fracture in his leg, so even if he does come out to bat in this match, it's certain he won't play the next one. India's next test is against West Indies on October 2nd, and that's where Pant is expected to return. In the next video, we'll explain the differences between retired out, retired not out, and retired hurt. See you again. Goodbye.